Hi, it's Rick from Worldwide Piano. I wanted to touch base with a comparison between different brands, Yamaha, Kawai, Zyler, Baldwin, on a question that comes up quite often, which is how action parts are connected to the action frame. So right here I have a new model Yamaha U1. Here is the Yamaha model U1. And when I talk about action parts being mounted, you have your action parts here, you can see, but then it mounts to the frame down below here. You can see on this metal right there, right? And if I zoom in, you can see this is just a smooth piece of metal. There's no grooves, there's no sandpaper, anything. You can see right there where it mounts, there's nothing going on. It's just smooth. Now what can happen is that piece can shift left to right. Now Kawai has come up with a good solution to that. I'm gonna bring you over to the arguably better of the two pianos, but the Kawai K300. And if we take a look at that same mounting area here, you'll see, if I can get the grooves, there's grooves in that metal. So when the component is connected right here, it locks in. Those grooves will actually lock into that action component, which is great. So you don't get things shifting left to right. The other thing too is that all of these components here are carbon fiber. Kawai uses carbon fiber components where they can, all across the front. Any of that black, that's carbon fiber, which is stronger than wood, and it's impervious to both humidity and temperature changes. So what happens is that you have less shifting of hammers and other component parts, so less adjustments. The piano always sounds like it did when it was new. Obviously they use wood where they have to, you know, where you need some give on the hammer shanks. The hammers themselves are actually made of walnut, so that's a better quality wood. Most people do not use the walnut until you get into the very high-end pianos. Just like the Yamaha, the Baldwin, and the Zyler, all of these are stapled here. What that does is make sure that these hammers don't pop open. You'll see on some of the older pianos, Kimballs, some of the older Baldwins, they did not do this, and when you open up the older piano, it pops open. So the hammers all have to be replaced on some of these old pianos. There's another reason not to buy a used piano without looking at a piano dealer who knows what they're doing, rather than just buying privately. So that's the Kawai versus the Yamaha. Now if I take you over here, we'll take a look at a Baldwin. Baldwin takes a different approach to mounting. Instead of using metal, they use wood. And on the wood, they have a piece of metal all the way in the back that sticks up a bit higher, see it? And they have a slot on that component back there that it fits through. So that's gonna prevent shifting. And the wood on wood can actually really tighten down very well. And then you have that one metal bar running through. What's interesting is that Baldwin, and you can see Baldwin as well, uses the stapled hammers. And these are all Baldwin products. Baldwin, made for Baldwin, you know, Baldwin hammers. Okay, they are very proprietary. Now, if I come over here, this is a Zyler. So Zyler is actually going to use the same approach as Baldwin in that they use wood. I'm going to be able to get a good shot of this for you guys though. And with using the wood, they're also using that metal bar that runs underneath. So it's the same setup as the Baldwin to mount the parts. Now in this particular Zyler, you will see these little black things mounted here. These are actually the magnets, because this is a super magnetic repetition model, which is unique to Zyler. They have a patent for that. So that's just a quick video on how action parts are mounted, different approaches to doing that. So stay tuned for our next video. Thank you.